Hello. Happy Thursday, guys. I am Tiana Nichelle, serial entrepreneur, empowerment coach, relationship coach, and I have a nonprofit organization, Empower Society. I also have a mobile app that sends inspirational messages. It's a directory as well of services and resources for families of individuals with disabilities to connect them to resources. And we are actually now having our fourth annual supply drive. So if you would like to donate, the link is in my bio. But we're going to get into this conversation. I also do conversations every Thursday. You can go to my YouTube channel and check out previous conversations. The link is in my bio. Crown Combos, Tiana Nichelle, the Visionary. You can go and look at previous conversations. But what do women want? So last week we did a dating conversation, and it was just fun. We talked about an array of stuff, child. But this week we're going to talk about what is it that women want. Oftentimes I have male friends, and there are women who want them for maybe money or for different reasons that they have encountered, right? But we're going to get into what women want, but we're going to talk about what it is happening in these dating streets. Relationships are not as complicated as they really seem. Like, people make relationships more complicated than what they have to be. If you are ready for something, then go into it with an open mind. Go into it with no expectations, because here's the thing. A lot of times we put our expectations of how we want things to be on another person, and then we wind up getting disappointed. I should say. Disappointed. And I talked about this a lot of times before. When you put your own expectations on another person, you're going to come up short every time, because that person is not you. So when you first date, like when you go out on that first date, make it simple. It don't have to be extravagant. Don't get caught up in social media and what they're like, oh, he gotta do all of these different things, and if he don't plan it like that, then I don't want it. I also saw somebody post a comment about, well, it was actually a conversation, a text thread, and a guy had asked the girl on a date, but he asked her to go to the coffee shop, and she like, I can do that on my own. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? Going to the coffee shop on the first date or getting a sandwich, something real simple, is the quickest way for you to find out about somebody, just by having the conversation. It's like a conversation. Let's get to know each other. So there's nothing wrong with a coffee date. I actually encourage those, because when a man actually spends money, there's going to be an expectation at the end of the night, and I don't really think that women really understand that. There is going to be, because men are more sexual most times than we are, there's going to be an expectation because he's spending his money. Now, on the previous live, I did say, low-key, that sound like prostitution, but hello, how are you? But men have the expectation, if they spending their money, and they spending like $100, $200, $300 on a meal or a date, they gonna expect to get some at the end of the night. So your first date should be going to the coffee shop. If you're not trying to give it up on the first night, it should be something real simple. Keep it simple so that you can get to know him and have a conversation. And don't come, this is the other part I tell women, don't come talking about you want the family and the kids and the marriage and all of this stuff on the first date. Y'all, let him bring that conversation up, honestly. I actually like when guys tell what they want versus us telling what we want, because it shows you where he is. And that's a lot of times what we miss as women, is finding out where he really is mentally. We start off with what it is that we want, and then a lot of times guys will play off of that, especially if they're just there for just to get some. They're gonna play off of that. But like, if you actually close your mouth, and I know it's can be a little hard, a little difficult, but actually listen to what he's saying when you all are having that first interaction, maybe the first date, second date, but actually hear what he's saying, what it is that he wants. Now, don't create the whole, well, he said he want to get married, so he want to get married to me. No, that is a plan of his, but he doesn't know who he's going to marry. So if he says that, that means that that's in his plan, but he hasn't decided where he's going to settle, what the person he wants to settle down with. So a lot of the times there's a miscommunication because women and men are not actually listening to one another. They're actually looking for the next step. Like if it's a man, he's looking for, okay, how is she in the bed? Women are like, okay, when we gonna get to the relationship? The thought processes are really different. Now you have some women who are ready to get to the bed, but after they get out the bed, they like, okay, what are we? And so this really causes conflict and confusion, and this is why I tell guys, you really got to stop just jumping in the bed with a woman and really find out like what she got going on, like what is her head, like what goals she got. Like if it is that you just want to sleep with her, state that, and if y'all on the same page and that's what y'all want to do, then that's different. But a lot of times women be ready to settle down, and men will say that they're not ready, and women will interpret that as, I can make him ready, or I can do this, I can change his mind. We got to stop that. We have to stop that, because no, you can't. When a man is ready, he's going to be ready. And a lot of times women wonder why a man settles down with somebody else but didn't settle down with them. It's because when he was with you, he was not ready. Now, fast forward, the conversations between men and women in the dating arena is that I have heard, and you all can comment or you can join the conversation. But there's a disconnect because both are hearing two different things. They're not actually talking to get an understanding. They're making assumptions about one another rather than trying to understand one another. If you really want to be in relationship, and this is what I stand on, if you want to be in relationship, hello, with someone, then you have to understand how they think and operate, because how they think and operate is going to affect you in the long run if you are wanting to be in a relationship with them. This is why a lot of relationships do not work, because people are on two different pages. They didn't actually listen to the person. They hopped in the bed too fast. And it's all about sex, and then they look up, they done got married, and it was based on sex. Now they have nothing in common. Every marriage was not ordained by God. Do not believe that. It was not. You wonder why people get divorced at a faster rate. It's really because they're hopping in the sack, and they're not actually getting to know one another. They're not actually putting in the work that it takes to work on themselves. They're not actually doing the work. They're just like, okay, we slept together, it's good, we're gonna keep this going, and then years and years of that, and they really had nothing in common. And so that leads to the arguments and all of the different things that comes along with it, ended in divorce or breakups or whatever. The other part is let's talk about, because men can talk about what they want, and I've talked about men are pretty simple. They really are. Women make men more complicated, but they're really not. They want to be loved just like us in a sense, but sex is primary to a man. But a man is actually ready for a relationship and marriage is not going to approach you that way. He is going to want to know where your head is, your mind is, your heart is. He's going to want to know the things about you, the things that make you tick, that make you, he's going to want to know those things. But at the end of the day, I'm going to just say this, once y'all get married, that's what he's going to be looking for. He's going to be looking for sex. And women be like, that's all they want, because that is really how they function. But what women want is something totally different. Women are, don't get me wrong, women like sex, but women are mental first. And the reason why men do not reach women the way that they want to reach women, especially if it's their woman, is because they're trying to jump in the sack or just have sex, and they haven't put in any work before the bedroom, if that makes sense. So for a woman, it isn't how you treat her, how you talk to her, what you're saying to her, how you're saying it, that will turn her on and keep her turned on. The thing about women is a part of us, we're not complicated in a sense where, as long as you're treating us, now I'm just going to say a good woman, because there are some women that are totally broken and got a whole lot of confusion going on. So I'm going to say a woman that is healed, that is healthy, a good woman, is not going to have all of the craziness going on. But she is going to be stable in her emotions, so she's going to want you to connect with her in that way. She's going to want you to have the conversations, and I know y'all don't like talking like that, most of y'all, although men, y'all be gossiping low-key, but like mental stimulation a lot of the times, and you have to do this before you can get the draws, okay? And so she wants you to do all the things. She wants the flowers. She wants, to know that you care about her with the text messages and all of these different things before you say, okay, let's sleep together. But most of all, especially when a woman is in a relationship, she wants you to be consistent. A lot of times men are inconsistent, and they think that once they get a woman, that they don't have to do all of the things once they got her. No, you still need to do all of the things. I think both parties should do all of the things, because the relationship is really, you're pleasing one another. If you're pleasing her and she is pleasing you, then there should be no issues, unless we need to figure out finances or something with the kids. But between the both of you all, if you all are making sure that your partner is straight and they're making sure that you're straight, then both of y'all should be good. I think that more partners, more people that are in relationships should work to make sure that the other person is secure in that way. So that means having the conversations, being honest about where you are and what you want, being consistent. Men, y'all got to be consistent. Y'all would do what it takes to get a woman, but then y'all drop the ball because you get comfortable and you're like, I ain't got to do all of that. Yes, you do got to do all of that. If you want her to put out every day, especially this, I'm talking about wives, so this is your wife, you want her to put out every day, then there should be some good morning text messages, some how you doing text messages, Let me send you your favorite snack, your favorite food, some flowers, uh, all the things that's gonna make her be like, oh my goodness, my man loves me. If she has a car, make sure her car got gas in it. Make sure her oil is changed. Women want to feel like they are taken care of without them saying to you, take care of me. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a whole lot of money involved. And that's why I say a healed woman, a healthy woman, she's not going to want you to spend a gang of money because she knows that, you know, what the money really is. She wants to build, so she don't want to break you. She don't want you to be going out buying, you know, Birkin bags, Chanel, and all that extra stuff. What she will want from you is to consistently give her flowers, just make her feel loved, make her feel secure, taking care of her needs just without her having to open her mouth. And I know that's hard for a lot of men because men are like, just tell me what it is. And women don't understand that. You have to explain stuff to a man. Just case in point, I actually just had this conversation with one of my friends. If you want him to take out the garbage, then, you know, and you tired of saying take out the garbage, this just me. Be like, baby, you look good when you take the garbage out. You know, it just does something to me when you take that garbage out. And he gonna want to take out the garbage because now he like, dang, she think I'm strong. She think I'm handsome when I do it. So now you know I gotta do more of it. It's a way to go about it. And a lot of times women don't even understand that. Like, he'll do it. You just gotta be like, baby, I just like how you look when you do it. You know, and then he'd be like, okay, let me take this garbage out. But you have to say, and then you got to say, can you do it now? Because, you know, I need it done now. Like, I don't want the house to smell, but can you, you know, that part, you got to give directives. But when women, that's just a little tidbit for the women. Give him clear instructions. But you said just say it, shaking my head, that'll work. Yes, you gotta stroke the man's ego a little bit, just a little bit. But men, she wants you to do all the things without her having to tell you. Whatever it is that you start off doing, you have to continue doing. You cannot drop the ball on that. You have to be consistent in whatever it is that you are doing, because that's how y'all got together. He said, have me taking out everybody's trash. Oh, well, if that's what hey, you know, if you yeah, we be speaking two different languages. That's all I'm gonna say. Women and men speak two different languages, so let's have these conversations, because we got to get a clear understanding. It's a lot of people that want to be in relationships, but going about it all wrong, and then coming up short, and then upset, and then talking about men ain't this, women ain't this. But it's really all in how you're, one, going about it, two, who you dating. Did you really find out who they truly were before you got with them? And are you all doing the things to make one another happy consistently? The consistency is key actually on both, of course, because I will say that I have talked to married men who have been like, you know, the things that she was once doing, she's not doing. And then I'm like, well, you need to have that conversation with her and say, you know, this is what you were doing, but, you know, I need you to do more of that. You got to have a conversation. Just requested to come on. You said don't be manipulating us. It's not manipulation. I don't see it as manipulation. I see it as there's a way that a man likes to be talked to. And a lot of times women are aggressive. We can be aggressive and demanding in how we say things. And men don't necessarily respond well to that. So you got to sweeten the deal a little bit by saying, baby, you look so good when you cut the grass. You know, I like when you cut the grass. So, you know, can you go out there and cut the grass for me? You know, it's a way to do it. My guess is on uh Instagram, this Facebook. Okay, hold on. But how come these days some women will choose getting busted down from different guys on Facebook, TikTok because they spit game, buy them a meal over a man that cherishes and adores them and loves them? Okay, so that's a really good question. I need more men to ask these questions. Bring your friends on. Hello, Chris, because you're on Instagram. I'm about to answer this question and then I'm going to get to you, sir. So that's why I say healed women, healthy women, good women, because a healed, healthy, and whole and a good woman is not about to be out here getting smashed by different men on social media. That is not a healthy trait. That is either I'm running from something because I've been hurt, damaged, filling a void, daddy issues. That's what all of that is about. That's why you have to get to know the woman and stop looking at men. Stop just looking at her booty. I know y'all like booty. The booty be looking nice and round. I'm just being real. This is a real conversation. Her body looking good. It's banging. And then she messed up in the head. Then y'all got baby mamas that's crazy, slicing your tires, calling the police, lying on you, saying you're doing X, Y, and Z. And then your kids out here, you know, they don't know which way to go because of the dysfunction. Men got to choose better significant others. You have to choose a better woman. Every woman is not qualified to be a wife. Every woman is not qualified to be a mother. And if those are the things that you want, then you got to choose a qualified woman, okay? That is ready to be a wife and a mother and has all of the qualities. And if you don't know what those qualities are, then I suggest you get yourself into some healing, get yourself around some women who have value. They value themselves. Some women who are wholesome women that got something going for themselves, and they not just good looking on the outside. Like they got a brain, they have goals, they got things going for themselves outside of social media. And that's the part that a lot of men get caught up on. Social media has men caught up on social media, looking at naked women, looking at all of these different, they twerking, they got on these leggings. What's some leggings? Some Instagram leggings and all that stuff. And then y'all be like, ooh. And now you caught up in the fantasy. And the girl on TikTok or Instagram is toxic. It be a lot of them. They look good. Their bodies be looking good and they toxic. Stop it. You got to make a better choice. You cannot blame the fact that you get women who are not healed and out here just smashing everybody. You can't blame that actually on the woman. You chose her. Just like when women say, yeah, these niggas ain't, you chose him, ma'am. You chose him. So it goes both ways. So we have a man on Instagram. So for you guys who are on Facebook and Facebook land, you can come over to Instagram, King Tiana Michelle, and you will be able to see this gentleman. Otherwise, you have to listen to the audio. Sir, how are you?
I'm good.
You don't have any choice words for us today.
I agree. I agree with everything you said, pretty much. The only part I don't agree with, and this is from a man's perspective, is that we use sight by nature, um, and although it's
Wait, say that
we
again.
use sight by nature, so although it's oversaturated with Instagram and all that, this is how people communicate these days. And since that is on there, and the models be on there, and the ass shaking and twerking and all that stuff be on there, um, we're gonna look. We're men. That's what men do. We see something we like. That's one of the first ways. We don't just go up to a woman. We're not all blind and just go up to a woman and touch on her face like they're Braille, and then be like, "Oh, she's a good pick. Let's do that." No, we start by sight first. Something that intrigues us. Now, like I said, I agree. It's oversaturated and all that stuff like that. But men are always gonna love big booties or not, whatever they like. I guess you know what I'm saying. Every guy has a different fragrance. But we're gonna always look at those things that attract us. You know what I'm saying? That's why the porn industry is so big. That's why prostitution is the oldest profession in the world, and that's why a lot of women get money for twerking online and things of that nature. Like now, like I said, I agree with everything you said. You got to be smart. Um, you know, I don't want to take no business away from anybody that's making money with their body online. But as a man, you got to be smart. If you think that those women or some women are gonna be for you, if they're just showing it all to the world and giving it all to the world, they might not be for you. Now, I'm not saying that all of them wouldn't, but for the most part, if they're giving it to everybody else, what are they gonna keep for you? You know. So, like I said, I agree with most of what you said, but I just don't think that it's realistic to tell men, oh, they should just look away. That's not good.
I didn't
You
say
pretty
that.
much.
What I'm
But
saying is look beyond the physical. So yes, the physical is what draws you in, but think about how many men get hurt behind just looking at the physical.
yeah, but
If men start doing things a little bit different, I think that it will yield both men and women. It will yield different results.
again,
So
okay, but
yes,
again, like
physical is
no, that's
fine.
fine. But again, though, it takes the physical in order for you to even step to that next step. Now, again, yes, a lot of those people that the guys pick are messed up. That's because there are a lot of them that are messed up. People talk about good women, and a lot of times, but a lot of times the good women, some of them are really quiet on thing. You might see them every once in a while, but they're not Instagram models or whatever. Blue, blue, blue. But you'll never know. You don't know. You don't know a human being. You don't know how that person is. But I say like this, like I said, a lot of those people could be messed up, but that is the world that we're living in these days because of most people aren't just walking up to women in Walmart like we used to. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we used to do that. They don't do that anymore. They do it online because most people are isolated. Most people don't. When they're not isolated, most guys are afraid to go up to women, and then women are looking like they don't want people to come up to them. Me, I don't really care because I'm an ass. So, and I'm from the '80s, so I'm old. So I don't mind just going up to you and saying, "Hey, what's up?" Mostly that's what y'all want anyway. But for the most of the guys, especially younger guys, I'm sure like when they go to parties and things of that nature, that's when they'll really kind of get loose. Or if they go to, some function, that's when they kind of get loose and talk to the women. But for the most part, most of them are be sitting at home on their phone, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and that's when they, so that's what they get. And then they see somebody that intrigues them because they're shaking their hips real nice, and they go like, I gotta see what she's talking about. And usually she ain't talking about nothing because once you meet her, you be like, oh yeah, she's an idiot. But as a man, your loins, idiot, but your loins be on fire. So then that's when you have to find somebody that is good enough that you feel, because for men, like you said, we're simple. So most of us, we just want to find somebody we can laugh with, joke with, have fun with, protect, of course, have sex with. But it's most of the things that, like you were saying something about the sex thing. You were saying about that, but most of the time, even after we have sex, the things that keep us coming back, because women think, because from your perspective, it's just like, oh, what'll help a man to keep on coming back? No, you might want me to keep
No,
coming back too.
I didn't even get to that part. That's not.
I mean, like for a man, for my purpose, I know how good I am, so you gonna want me to come back. So if you want me to come back, you gotta act right too. There ain't no just half stepping of how she acts or how I should act toward her. Like you said, you did say it. I heard you say that it has to be both. You know what I'm saying? That is consistency from both. Because a lot of men today aren't taking that crap anymore either, and a lot of women aren't either. A lot of men today are not taking like, oh, I just send you sweet nuts every day, but I barely hear from you because you got 5 other guys on the hook, and nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you what you give me because, that goes back to my conversation once before about purpose. Once you're in your purpose, once you're doing living your life, you don't care. And if you can live alone and you love yourself, you don't care. I mean, you might care a little bit, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? Because you're more focused on your life and getting yourself together. So, yes, you always want to show, as a man, you want to show compassion and love. Texts, roses, flowers, whatever. You know, me, I try my best. I don't get flowers for people all the time, but I do. And anybody that's been with me know. But at the same time, you're not going to get it all the time. But every time you're with me, you know that you probably will never have to pay for nothing unless I don't have the money. You know, you're always going to go out and have a good time. You're going to get good conversation, those things. And I'm going to, we're going to do what we do. But at the end of the day, I have to also see that reciprocated back toward me, because if I don't see it, because my love language is touch and affirmations, and I think there's one more. I can't think of the right word, but I have a couple of
5.
Yeah, but I have a couple of those that are my love language. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Libra. I'm difficult sometimes. So I know it's the touch one. I know it's the affirmations. It's not gifts or nothing like that.
Acts of kindness, gifts.
Does acts of kindness go to where I'm giving it back?
I'm sorry. Wait, not acts of kindness. Acts of service.
Is that the one where I'm giving it back, or that person's doing that toward me?
Towards you.
It might be only 2 then, because if everything's toward me, because all the rest of them are things that I want to give out. So like, say I do something for somebody, I want to see the appreciation. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And they don't have to. I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying? I don't, as a pastor's son, I should know more religion, but I don't always. But I know there's something about you shouldn't. I don't know. You'll know it better than me. But I know it's pretty much, you shouldn't expect somebody just to be, overjoyed, I guess, if you do something for them. So I'm not expecting, if I do something for somebody, be like, oh my God, Chris, thank you for doing it. No, but I want you to be aware of the things that I do for you, because that's how I show my affection. And plus, if I'm telling you, if I'm talking to you, then you're hearing the wisdom from my mouth. That means that you're taking, because remember, I believe that my time is the most important value that I have. So if I'm giving it to a woman, or anybody for that matter, but mainly if I'm giving it to a woman, you're probably getting more of my time than anybody. So if I'm giving it to you, then you should be, what's the word? You should be not grateful. There's a better word than that, but I guess that's the only word I can think of. Grateful that I'm doing that, because as much as you want me to be consistent, and you want me to be, I can't think of the other words. You just want me to be consistent and all that stuff like that, then you're going to have to show that on the other side. Guys we don't, like you said, we don't really need much. We don't really ask much. The 3 F's, feed us, blah, blah, and all that stuff. We don't ask much. And most of them can't cook anyway, so we don't even need them to feed us.
Okay, so here are the 5 love languages: physical touch, quality time, gifts, words of affirmation, and acts of service.
So I got 3 of them: quality time, physical touch, and words of affirmation. Because everything that's on those love languages, that's part of the love language, is things that I try to do back to the woman. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, so I can cover all bases. And it's not like I'm just doing it out of some sheer, this is what a man should do, or some sheer, all right, let me go down a list of what I should do for a person. I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart. Like, it really comes from it's no thinking to it. You know what I'm saying? There's no extra to it. There's no behind the wall. Because usually, and I'm not trying to be funny, usually the women I really do that with, even if we just going on dates, but most of the time, if I'm doing it more than once, I probably already had sex with that woman. You know what I'm saying? So and if I'm still kicking it with you, that means that I'm taking you out and all those things. I'm showing you my affection. You know what I'm saying? And once you become part of my team, it's just like your homeboys. Once you become part of my team, then you get my loyalty. You get my respect, you get my loyalty, you get my protection. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the hardest dude in the world. I'm not a gangster. I'm not none of that, but I am a man. And I'm willing to die for what I believe in, and I'm willing to stand up for you and me. And I will protect you. I will try to give you the wisdom that I have, and I will listen to the wisdom you have. I have no problem saying that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things.
But every man is not like that.
No, that's something I hope a brother hears.
A man that will say, I don't know, or yeah, every man is not like that. But okay, so you talked about how you are, but have you ever asked a woman what it is that she really wants from a man? Like, do men really ask these questions?
I think that's part of my conversation in the last 15 years. I think in the last 15 years, I think that's because remember, I've talked online too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's part of my conversation and getting to know somebody as well. What are you looking for? When guys go, what are you looking for? We really want to know. It's not, we don't want the average answer of, I'm just looking for a 6'2" guy with a plane and all that. No, we want to know we don't want to dive all the way deep into your past because that's just going to make us sad. But we want to know, what is it that the other guys haven't done that I can?
That's when you interested. No, see, wait. If you're just trying to smash a woman, you are not trying to.
But that's a goes into the question then of what women want. Then
hold on. I'm just saying, if you just trying to smash a woman, then you're not trying to take that deep dive. But if you're really, and we have to be clear, because,
but that's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about if they really want to be with the person, right? Because we're both aware that if it's just a smash, then that's an irrelevant question. So there's no reason for me to.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, okay, the reason why I'm saying clarify it is because women need to have clarity. Women have to have, because women that's going to watch this after we come off of here, they need clarity too as to why they might have been like friend zoned or all of these different things, right? So when we're going into what a man really wants, or when he's talking to her and trying to find out about her, where he really is versus a man that just want to smash. Now you got some imposters out here that will go to great lengths to do all of that just to find out where you are.
That's ugly. That's ugly dudes. Sorry, I apologize. Is it too early for me to say stuff like that? I don't know. I apologize.
I apologize,
my ugly brothers. I apologize, my ugly brothers. I love you all.
Who will play on a woman's emotions just to get her in the bed? And I talked about this before, where there are men who will go to great lengths. As a matter of fact, it's crazy because my uncle was telling me and my mom a story. This was like a year or so ago, and I actually talked about this on the live, where a man actually went to great lengths. Like, he actually married the woman. They did not sleep together in the dating phases. He waited, married her. Once he got it, then he divorced her. So there are men out there.
That type of stuff though comes from guys that comes from guys that don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? That don't, and if they're trying their best to find a way, that's that simping stuff that we said on that one that one show. That's the guys that they have to really put in the work. Most women, not most, all women, pretty much know within the first 5 to 10 seconds if they're going to smash. Now,
yes, women do know this.
Now, but yeah, I know. And then but I see that, and so most guys that don't really get any, they know probably in those first 10 seconds that they're not going to get any. So then they're going to try to finesse their way into doing it, and then that's to do it. But I can't really speak from that perspective because look at me, I'm gorgeous, I'm handsome, I'm smart.
You say you're gorgeous.
Yeah, just everything. So I don't really care, about that, because I'm gonna get it regardless. Somebody gonna give me that slappity slap. Somebody that, yeah. So I'm not gonna try to. I ain't gotta force you or play.
A lot going on there. Sorry.
Like a lot of people, I don't. If you have to do so much work in order to show somebody that you're attracted to them, that you want to have sexual relations with them, if that's only your cause, then you don't probably know yourself enough or love yourself or know that what you're capable of in the first place, because that means you have to play manipulation games and mind games. I don't walk that path with those guys. I don't walk that path. I feel sorry for them, actually. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to do that. Now, back on the other conversation about guys, about what guys know, asking a woman what they want, if they really want to be like in a relationship with that woman, or they want to take it further, or whatever the case may be. I think most guys do ask that question. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen on it, but I think a lot of guys be like, what are you looking for?
But here's the thing. What I find is that when guys ask that question, they're not really listening for the real answer. They hear the parts that they want to hear, but they're not hearing the totality of what she's saying. Because a lot of times,
I think women do the same thing. Y'all never.
Wait, but this.
Go ahead.
A lot of times, men. Okay, let's just say this: men don't listen to women a lot of the times because they already believe that a woman is too chatty. This is men always be like, women talk too much. They talk too much. We came out the womb talking. That is how God made us. That is a part of our nature, because if you examine kids, and I always say this, if you examine kids when they're little, girls talk first before boys. Boys they show everything physically, like them jumping on stuff and moving and touching stuff. That's how boys operate. And girls are usually super chatty. That is really how we are in our nature. And then we just grow up and do the same thing. But here's the thing. It poses a problem because men aren't taught to be vocal or to sit and actually have conversations. Most boys are taught to suppress their emotions, to act rather than talk, to just be creatures of doing rather than expressing themselves. And so then it becomes an issue once they get in a relationship, because now they're not really listening because they don't know how to be an active listener. A lot of men don't know how to be active listeners. Women don't necessarily know this either, but I'm just saying, because we're having this conversation about what women want. Women want a man to listen, but not realizing that men are not even taught to do this. You all are most of the times your rescue rangers. So most men put out fires for a woman that he really wants to be with, but then the conversations are not really being had because he felt like, okay, I did my due diligence for the day and there's nothing else to say. But for a woman, it's like, well, I want to know how you felt about that. And then y'all be like, oh. Because we are in tune with our emotions, and most men are not. So we do like the conversations, but we like the conversations for a deeper understanding of our partner. Whereas some men see it as a task to have the conversation just to get it out the way.
I agree wholeheartedly. I agree with what you said. I agree. That's true. But a lot of men also are growing these days. A lot of men are starting to find themselves more than just what your parents tell you that, oh, you'll grow up and find yourself. No, we are getting therapy. There's more black men, more white men, everybody getting more therapy than we've ever have. We are growing. as men, we're learning that we can't do the same bull crap that we did when we were younger, and we're becoming smarter men. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of us are becoming more in tune with our feelings. I have no problem talking about my feelings, but at the same time, again, like you said, most men, we just want to go about our day. We don't want to have this 2-hour conversation about feelings and stuff like that, because we are men. We like to pick up rocks and slam them together. We like to build things and, climb the Eiffel Tower. I don't know, but we don't want to sit there and, oh, how are you feeling? Does that make you feel? We can talk to our therapist about that. Now, again, we are trying to find our feelings more because we do want to be able to have those conversations with our girl, but we don't want to have them all the time. Our girl needs to understand on those points that men aren't, that's not our bag. You know what I'm saying? That's, again, so like you were saying, how men need to listen to women need to listen to men. We don't want to do that, and we shouldn't be forced to do that. Everything is not going to be the woman's way. You know what I'm saying? It's about compromise, and men that's one thing you're probably not going to get. I mean, we're going to get better, obviously, at our feelings as we continue. Like I said, we are growing as men. We're able to speak how we feel. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that, without us snapping and going, you stupid B, and all that crap. A lot of us more are being able to confront you in a different way without being toxic and all that. But there are still a lot of toxic people out there, a lot of toxic men, a lot of toxic women. And so we don't know that when we come in, because we sometimes don't notice the red flags because of the booty or the pecs. But we are learning. We are only human. Everybody is human, man and woman. So as long as we're trying to grow, then as long as you see that, especially if you get a man that's trying to grow, you can tell those guys in the first, I'd say, couple weeks. Give them about a month after you guys had sex about 50 times. Give them a month. I don't, I'm not going to agree with that crap about what you said way earlier, the first line or two that you said. I agree with everything after that. But that first line, that's never here or there. Me and you will never look eye to eye on that. I don't care. Whatever. But
what was the first line?
It wasn't the first line, but it was one of the lines. It was just like you were talking about, just don't sleep with him or something like that. You said, I don't know. I don't know the exact word.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh my God. She about to get
you
that 20 minutes.
You weren't listening. What I said was, in the beginning, I talked about a scenario, huh?
You said in the beginning, I said God created the heavens and earth. My bad.
He really did. Genesis 1:1. What I was talking about was the going on that first date and letting that first date be something simple like coffee or a sandwich or something real simple, so that you all can talk and it not be about money. Because what happens is, when I said this in the beginning, when a man is spending $100, $200, $300, he is going to want something in return on that date. He is not spending $200-$300 on a date and then he's going to take you home and give you a peck on the cheek and that's it.
I just don't know if that's all.
He's going to have an expectation behind it. Most men have an expectation when they spending that type of money. Again,
that's where we're almost talking in terms of what young men would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, hold on, let me say this. I just don't agree too much with that. I guess, again, it's hard to say it when it's personally to you, because I've said this before. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If I want to, if I
have that expectation, you gotta, what I'm saying is, you gotta come out of what you do per se. And a lot of men have an expectation when they take a woman out on a date. When I was going out on dates in my 20s, and the dates were more expensive, they were expecting something. I'm like,
that's
take me home.
That's duck behavior. That is duck behavior.
But this is what I'm gonna say my own lessons. These are my own lessons.
I'm not talking about the guys are duck behavior though.
And then I would be like, okay, I'm ready to go home, and they on something else, and I'm like, then you had to call cabs. There was no Ubers. There was no Uber. In my early 20s, there was no Uber.
Look, I feel like if a guy takes the first time you take, I don't care if I spent $1 million on you the first time and you don't give me the cooch, I'm not gonna be upset. I don't care because I'm probably want to see you again. I knew what I was getting myself into, and I know this. I mean, what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna force you to do it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a guy that gets upset of it, then that's on you. But most of the time,
they got upset. I'm just gonna say this. I've had men that got upset with me because they took me out on a date and they expected something in return. Hold on, but then that's what taught me what is it that I really want to do with this guy that I'm going out with. So if I don't like him like that, and a lot of guys did not know this, they would just be like, "Oh, you paying for your food," but they didn't realize there was a strategy behind what I was doing. If I'm paying for my food, that means, buddy, this not a date. This was a meetup. So
I've never had that in my life.
I was doing that.
I've never had that. I've never had a woman not. If we paid for half an ass because she knew I probably didn't have enough for both of us. No, but we've already been out. Multiple times and had sex already.
But I'm saying first, second, third dates, right? So I would come out the gate like, "Oh, I got my meal. You don't have to worry about it." And they like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm good, you know."
You're already putting yourself in the friend zone doing that.
But I'm okay with that.
Why?
I was okay with that.
Why? If you're looking for somebody to be with, why would you do that?
Here's the thing, because I don't want him to expect, because of my previous experience, and there are men out here, so you have to stop talking about what you would do, because there are men, because I was going on dates quite often in my early 20s, like, and I was just like, okay, these guys on something else. I don't have time for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay for it, and I'm going to drive myself. I'm going to meet up with you at the place so then I can drive myself home, so you don't think that something is going on, because it's not happening. So
but you wouldn't let him pay for it on the first date.
I could do it.
I don't know. Okay.
Because I don't need you having that expectation, sir. And after this is,
it sounds like you're building. It sounds like you're just filming. It sounds like you just wanted to just go out and just have company instead of.
No, because I didn't want him to have an expectation of anything.
Men are gonna have expectations regardless.
Listen to what I just said, though. I had previous experiences where men, plural, not one, not two, not three, men were on that, and I was like, that taught me a lesson, to where I was like, I am going to pay for my doggone self, and I'm going to meet you there. And I did that. Oh, I did that. Because I don't want you to have the expectation that something's going to happen after this.
All that.
So, that's why I say going out for coffee. That's why I am a let's go out for coffee girl. I am that today. Because I need to know. Yes. First day, we going out for coffee.
Who the hell drinks coffee?
Me. I love coffee.
Old ass.
I love Starbucks. So I actually did that. I did that. It's so funny because, what year are we in? 23. It was like early 22. This guy that I met in the grocery store was like, "Oh, I want to take you out on a date," and he was just so extra with it. And I was like, and then we winded up having an hour and a half long conversation in the middle of Jewel. Like, what? Anyways, so he was like, I want to take you out on a date. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go out for coffee, and we can continue this conversation over coffee. So that's how I did it. We go out for coffee, and it was so much that I found out about this man sitting in Starbucks drinking coffee. And it just made me be like, you will never see me again because, bro, I don't like you, right?
Bro, I don't like you, bro. Get away from me, bro.
I was like,
I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, wow, like, if you're still messing with somebody, if you don't know by then, if you're still messing with somebody, mine is like three dates. So I'm gonna let you know that. I'll let any girl that's listening know that. Mine is
I think you should know about
I ain't smashed by 3 dates, then we probably ain't got nothing in common because I'm not waiting forever. But that's because I'm old, though. You know what I'm saying? Other younger people, they can wait longer. I'm old, man. I'm not waiting. I'm not doing no 90 days. I'm not doing none of that. I have options. I'm not doing 90 days and all that mess. No, I ain't got time for that.
That's fine.
No, I'm good. I'd rather hire somebody to go out with me.
For men, how to get a woman, not what a man wants. We wasn't necessarily talking about that. It's what women want. Oh, and this is the thing.
The world is the thing in it.
We want stability, consistency, somebody that is going to be there and contribute.
I disagree. I don't believe y'all know what y'all want. A lot of y'all, now some of y'all do, the older women do.
Oh no,
I don't think
I'm telling
younger women know exactly
what women want. Because you encounter unhealthy women, that is not my issue.
I'm fine. My life, what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying
most of y'all women, I'm talking about women in general. I don't care. Put that online.
But here's the thing. A lot of men are encountering unhealthy women. Every woman that you come across is not healthy, just like every man that a woman comes across is not healthy. So if you are encountering unhealthy women, then they're going to be inconsistent and not know what they want.
There's more unhealthy women in men right now, in this day right now, than there is us. You know what I'm saying? Us people that are getting our stuff together and getting through our toxicity and getting out of stress and all that stuff. Yes, but there's still a lot of toxic people out there. So you telling them what they want ain't gonna mean nothing, because a lot of women out there don't know what the heck they want. They are just as messed up. And those women, they think they do until they have it. They think they do until they haven't. Then they don't even know how to act. Everybody thinks that a woman is gonna act. No, everybody. You know what the thing is? Everybody thinks a woman is gonna be somehow perfect when they get what they want, but they don't. They act up just like men do. Period.
Okay, sounds like a little hostility. Yep. A little hostility behind your voice, sir.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy woman, when she recognizes that she's with a healthy man, she is going to act accordingly, and she's going to be in her feminine energy.
That's a healthy
woman. And she's going to, I said healthy.
I know that's a healthy woman. But we already talked about how there's not a lot of those out there right now.
No, that's because men are overlooking the healthy women for the ratchet women. Look.
Well, y'all need to start twerking too then.
Let's just call it what it is. A lot of men will look at the ratchet women. If a woman is shaking her butt on Instagram and she's shaking her butt on Facebook and TikTok, how healthy can that be? Because she's showing her butt to the world, and then you will turn around and get with that woman, slide in her DM, and think that she is only talking to you. Bro.
Exactly how the women
talking to every single man.
That's exactly how men feel. Well, I've gotten past that because I'm older, but a lot of young men, I'm pretty sure they still feel that way, especially a lot of good young men that grew up with both parents and all that. That's how they probably feel toward women when the women wants the bad boy. They want the guy that with the leather jacket. They want the guy from the other side of the track. We men have gone through that crap. Yeah. Men have, you know, with the greasy hair, with the Clark Kent, he got the Clark Kent thing
with the leather jacket. Okay.
So like women want those guys, and then the other guys. So I mean, you have to grow up until you find yourself and love yourself, and then you don't care. And plus, you go through a lot. The younger cats, when I was younger, I understood that until I started, until people started seeing my little stinking ass attitude. But besides that, before that, I had to learn that because men were going through the same thing. It's only different now because it's more prevalent because you see it online. You know what I'm saying? Again, we are seeing people's lives that we should not even know. You know what I'm saying? We are seeing people that I was reading something that somebody put, and I'm like, it was the dumbest statement ever. And I'm like, that person should not be allowed to be on social media. Social media has given rise to people that should not be known. They should only be known to their small circle or maybe to the community they live in. So now that we see this, people don't know how to act, and we're trying to acclimate to that situation. And now in the last 20 years, we have kids that grown up into this, and so now they're learning from the behaviors that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? But the people that like us that were grown in the 90s, 80s, 90s, stuff like that, we are just healing now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be Lil Durk and heal at his age. We are older and we're just healing from the trauma that we've been through. So since that's the case, some of us are still toxic. You know what I'm saying? And so since some of us are still toxic, we're handing that down to our kids, and then you put social media in the mix, and it's just a whole bit of gumbo with Kevin Samuel fans on this side, women podcasts that drink and sip and tell you how men are crazy on this side, and then people shaking booty in the middle, and guys showing off their pics on TikToks. It's all crazy.
It is a lot going on out here. But okay, so let's address what you said, that women want the thugs. Here's the thing. And I can go on my own experience. I did a whole live on good girls wanting hood guys. You know, that's on my YouTube channel, so y'all go check that out. But so in my unhealed seasons, I
remember those
types of guys. Now, the reason why I was dating those types of guys is because in my mind, I felt safe. In my mind, I felt protected.
Which we know is ridiculous.
In my mind, you know, I didn't have to worry about anything in my mind, right? But this guy, I'm going to just speak to one guy. He's no longer with us. This is what made me stop, because he got killed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And before he got killed, he told me everything that he did prior to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay. And I didn't, at that time in my life, nothing scared me. Nothing scared me. What he was doing on a daily basis did not scare me, okay? That's all I'm going to say. He showed me a lot of different things, and I was not moved. I wasn't scared. I was just like, all right, cool. I was rolling with it. And then, fast forward, this man get killed. Okay? This man get killed. And, but he had already prepped me. This is the crazy. He had already prepped me because he didn't know where it was coming from. He knew that it was going to happen, but he didn't know where it was coming from. So I was just looking like, okay. I was prepared in my mind, right? But I really wasn't. Because when it happened, it unfolded tragically, like in front of me. Like literally, I saw it. So imagine the damage that happened behind me being with somebody like that. And that's what a lot of women do not understand. That's what a lot of girls don't understand. Some girls do it because of the money, and he had money. And they get caught up in that lifestyle, but it don't end well. And I talked about this. It just don't end well. And I'm obsessed. Like I can tell you that it does not end well because he ain't here. Like, it could have been me, but he ain't here. You know what I'm saying? It could have been both of us. Even his baby mama got killed after him because they couldn't get him because he was gone. They got his baby mama. So it was a whole thing, right? So that's a real life horror story, but it's the truth and it's the reality. And a lot of girls are not getting this information. And here's the thing: guys that love the streets cannot possibly love you because the loyalty to the streets is a whole nother beast. It's a beast. When I say it's a beast, it's a beast. I'm not speaking on something that I don't know. And I don't talk about this often, but I really want girls to really understand that is not the type of guy that you need to be dating. Because at the end of the day, he is not going to give you stability. You're going to have a headache. Because if that man, first off, his lifestyle, if he is a drug dealer, You don't know who he has killed. You don't know what he has done. You with him in this season of his life, but you don't know what he's done before he got to you. You don't know if anybody's looking for him before he got to you. You don't know anything. So your life can be in danger just by attaching yourself to him. And that's what is not really said. You can create a whole situation for yourself. What if the feds are after him? This is the other part. He had the police on his heels. He had the police on his heels, and he had to pay them in order to stay out of jail, okay? It was a whole thing. So it's like, what if the money not enough? Or what if he don't have the money?
Right.
Now, you going to jail, he going to jail, and a lot of times the men gonna snitch on you.
Right.
You gonna be the whole person with the whole entire plan, and it would have just been him going along with it. So now he's just an accessory to what you've done, even though it's the other way around.
Right.
That part. So you wind up in all of these situations thinking that this man is really going to protect you, but in all honesty, his life is endangering yours. There is no real protection that comes along with guys who are in the streets. It's not, because if somebody wants him, they will get you trying to get to him. They will kill you trying to get to him. So you women really need to think about that. Okay, some might get attached because of, sex or whatever the case may be. It is not that serious, because at the end of the day, if that man is no longer here, you got to take care of them kids by yourself. He ain't got no 401k, he ain't got no life insurance. He ain't got none of the things. And then you're going to have to find money to try to bury that man.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be setting up a GoFundMe account for this man if he don't have enough money in the house or accessible in order to bury himself. So it's like, it's so many different things that come along with that I don't even think that girls factor in. But when you think about, rap is glorified, that lifestyle is glorified. And so you have girls and boys who gravitate towards that, because that is what's being pushed. Society pushes that image of, this is how black people are, this is what how black men are, the successful black men and rappers. And then, but it comes along with a whole lot of stuff, that real life, because some of them rappers they be rapping about a life that they don't know nothing about. They don't even live that life, and they be lying, whole line. So get you wrapped up in some stuff that they don't even know about. They just heard stories. But for real, in real life, those men have multiple women. They got multiple kids. It's too many different variables. They might be sleeping with you, and then they sleeping with her, and her.
They all think that they gonna get him. They all think that he's the one.
Yes, that part. So it is a lot that comes along with that, and I would not suggest that any woman puts herself in that position at all. Like, no girls, because it starts when we're girls, because that's when it started. I was a girl, and I was like, I already did the good guy thing. Like, they were nice, and that was the part. I didn't want a guy that I could walk over, because my personality, and you know me from back in the day, my personality was so dominant that it was like, if you were too nice, I would be like, no, you just stay in the friend zone. I'd be your friend, but I wouldn't date you, because
I don't believe guys should do that either, though. Like, I really feel like if you're a too nice a guy, you will not get only walked over by women, but you will get walked over by society. You have to be able to stand.
Yeah, but there are a lot of guys, and I have talked to a lot of guys who are nice guys, and they wonder why. I have actually coached them through some stuff, because they wonder why they have been through a lot of heartbreak. A lot of the nice guys have as much heartbreak as the nice girls, and it's sad to say the nice girls and the nice guys don't be getting together. It's always
why is
them getting with some crazy.
Where they be at when they need somebody? Where that at?
So, with the nice guys, like this guy was saying earlier about, let me look. He was saying like how women would choose trash over somebody that would cherish them. But a lot of the nice guys, number one, I'm gonna just say this because I did talk about how nice guys finish last, because a lot of nice guys don't make decisions. A woman wants a man who is decisive, and that's the one thing that hood guys, they already are decisive. They're already running something, so they can run the show, even though they run in the wrong show. But they are decisive, and they pretty much know what they want to do. So they have a strategy for what they're doing. And a lot of times nice guys are just like, okay, well, what do you want? And women don't like that what do you want stuff. They want to be like, okay, I planned this. A woman wants to know you planned something, and okay, get dressed, look like this, you know. Some now there's a fine line between look like this, because if you constantly telling her what to wear, there might be a little irritation there.
Who's with that though? Like, now a man can say every once in a while, "Hey, baby, I really like you in that red dress." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fine. But I'm not telling the female what to wear when we go. Like, come on, man.
No.
That's some Kevin Hart shit. Man.
I've had that to happen. I got so many stories, y'all. I got so many stories. This guy that I dated, when we would go out, because we didn't live in the same state, we were in two different states, and when he would come to Chicago, he would always plan like this elaborate. It would be elaborate. Everything was always elaborate with him. Like, he would plan from beginning to end all the days that we would be together. Okay, he had a plan, which I love that. But he would want to dress up to go to the show. That was my irritation. I am not putting on a dress and heels to go to the doggone show, to sit in these seats and eat this popcorn. Right. In my mind, like, now if we going out to dinner, yes. You know, we going to a concert, yes. We're going to listen to live music or whatever the case may be, like, yes.
Yeah, it's one thing. It's one thing when a woman goes, if you go, "Hey man, get ready, I'm coming to get you tonight," and she goes, "What should I wear?" And you just be like, you know, put something on that's casual, or put something on that's this and that. But I'm never gonna just to put on, you know what I'm saying, a dress to go to the theater or something like that. Like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, no, there's no reason.
He wanted me to dress up every single time. I was like, bro.
Oh, that's weird.
Bro. But he was a suit and tie type of dude, so he was different. He was a suit and tie dude. Well, so
nice. That's nice of him. That's nice of his suit and tie. But you shouldn't have to go through the stress of it just because y'all going to see the Endgame, Avengers Endgame or something like that. Yeah, dress up in a $200 outfit.
They used to hurt me, and I'd be like, no, like, because that was during the time too that I was like, I could put a heel on with anything, but I didn't like dresses. Like, now I do dresses. Back then, I was like, we put on pants. What are you talking about? Like, we not doing this. We not, why? But I could put a heel on with a sweatsuit. Like, I was that chick. I would have on a velour suit that's telling my age, because velour was in. I would have my velour suit on with some heels. Velour? That's what I was doing.
What is that? I want to feel velour. I've heard of velour, but I've never like seen it or felt like, what is that? What is velour? Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody in it. I just don't know what it is. What is that?
It almost feel like crushed velvet. It's got a crushed velvet feel
to it. Okay.
That's, you know, J-Lo was wearing the velour jumpsuits, and she would have on like the Tims, you know, the lady Tims.
Yeah, I've seen some girls in it. I just didn't know what it was though.
Right, and that's what I had. I had velour jumpsuits, and I would put a heel with it. And baby, I thought I was really doing it. Now I look back, I'm like, that look was really silly. What?
Hey, so yeah, like I said, I agree with most of everything you said. Some of the stuff I feel like now you kind of hear from a man's perspective about how we kind of see stuff. What up, C? Black Power. But how we see stuff. And look, man, all there has to be is understanding. There's a lot of toxic people out there that need some help. And all you good people out there, that you nice guys, you got to put your foot down and you got to stop being so indecisive. I'm a Libra, so I can be naturally indecisive. But I know that I had to learn to be like, nah, I don't want to go there. I want to go here. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to life, living, you can't be indecisive about that because the wrong move can end up dead. Or
life living, but in dating,
the dating thing. But see, like I said, hold on. Let me. I'm trying to get to my point. But the dating thing is different, like I said, because on a personal note, I've already been through some of the stuff when I was younger, so I understood that. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I've always been stubborn. Like you told me, I know you. You know me. You know that I've always been a stubborn guy, and what I want usually goes. So I mean, that's just how it is. So I can't really speak on that terms for them, but I can tell them, yes, you got to put your foot down, fellas. Guys that don't, you can't, just because you're not a gangster or a rapper or whatever the case may be, you can still be a guy that women want. But you got to be able to just be firm in your beliefs, willing to die for something, hold your head up, and they'll see it. If they don't see it, then screw them, find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There's a lot of
you don't went off on a tangent.
It's because I'm wrapping. It's just because I'm wrapping up. It's just because I'm wrapping up because I gotta actually go, and I'm actually about to go rap right now. Yay! So I gotta go. That's why we got the mic out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to go rap. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I just want to make sure I can
fellas that works quickly though is that what women need from a man who is a nice guy, who is genuinely a nice guy, is to make decisions, to actually plan a day.
That's what I just said.
Yes, but you talking about die for you and all that.
I did not say that. I did not say that. Y'all don't listen. See, women don't listen.
You just went into a whole ass battle on
You just heard what you wanted to hear.
No.
That's what y'all do. Y'all just hear what y'all want to hear. Whatever. We are both on the same. I agree with everything you said. We both on the same
page. But she needs to know that you're going to be in her corner. She needs to feel it. She needs to see it. All of those things. And honestly, that's kind of what men need to a woman that's going to be in his corner.
Open your mouth. Talk.
You said what?
They got to open their mouth. Talk. Tell us what you want. Tell us what you need. Men are not mind readers. If you want us to take out the trash, yes, do that thing that she said about, hey, baby, you looking good today. Can you take out the trash? I like that. That's dope. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know everything. And we, like, men, we be on so many different, like, we be doing this and that. And sometimes we don't know, and you got to tell us. You know what I'm saying? We are not mind readers just because a woman's mind, a lot of women's mind, it runs constantly. Men, once we like zone in on something, that's probably what we're thinking about. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to understand that we're not going to think like you, but most guys will just do a good job if you allow us to, and you actually appreciate the things we do, and you actually talk to us about it. And anything that you've been through with your previous's, we don't care. Just tell us how we can be better. That's it. We don't give a crap what your baby.
Well, here's the thing. A woman needs you to care about what she's been through previously, because hold on, I know that men really don't necessarily care about that per se.
I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying you don't want to hear it all the time.
Yes, hear it all the time. No, but a lot of women don't. Okay,
no, we want to know your past.
We want to know your past. A lot of stuff that we as women do. There's repetition behind it, but that could be what's on repeat in her mind. That's the other part. She could be replaying something over and over again. In her mind, and she actually needs you to be that piece. Hold on. She's telling you the situation because this is what's playing in her head. We don't know how many times it's playing in her head, and I don't think that men really understand that, because we as women, we don't necessarily tell everything. Like, we suppress some things, but like situations are replaying. And sometimes when a woman is saying that, it's because it's replaying in her mind and she needs some assurance from that man that everything is going to be okay, or she needs him to talk her through it. I mean, for that, you really need a therapist.
Thank you.
Say that.
Exactly. Because we can tell you it's okay. Men will do that. I tell women all the time, like, I'm here if you need a shoulder to cry. Come on, cry on my shoulder. It's okay. Go ahead, let it out, baby. It's gonna be okay. Think positive, all that stuff. But I am not your therapist. If that's all you're thinking about is the bad times, when you got somebody in front of you that show you the good times, and you still think about the bad times, then you need a therapist, mama. Ain't no man gonna fix that. Ain't no man gonna help you out on that. You gotta go get you some therapists and maybe some Jesus. That's it. That's all.
That is very true. The other thing is that if you're in a relationship with a woman, she does need you to help with the little financials, especially if you all live together.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't disagree. There's nothing bad to say to that.
Let me tell you, I've heard a lot of stories from a lot of different women, and I'm gonna say a lot of different women, where the men are not contributing to the household financially.
That's because most of them niggas be broke. Most of them think that they think they understand what Kevin Samuels was talking about, and they really don't. And they think they have this new thing about not wanting to contribute because they think that they're part of the table too. No, we all can be part of the table together and build ourselves up. I don't have to be part of your business and your plan of your business and your success not to be successful in a relationship with you. We can still be successful, and I can go do my film thing. You can go do your nail tech thing or whatever the heck girls be doing these days, and we still can be successful together and still pay our bills and all that stuff like that. All that crap that these young people be saying, yes, a lot of stuff do need to change. A lot of people, all that, I agree. But at the same time, all that crap about that, most of y'all just be broke and don't want to pay any bills. If you're going to live with somebody that is like your roommate, y'all are coming into contract with each other, you need to pay some bills. Then it. Now, if you're the man, if you have some money, if you have the old school vibe and you want to pay more like me, then do it. If you don't, then work it out with her and do 50-50. It is what it is. Everybody can come to a compromise on something if they sit down and talk about it. But if you don't, and you just think that you're just going to run into it and then go into a house with a girl or a man and think that y'all know what to do and don't pay y'all bills, then y'all are not going to last that long. And that's why most of y'all are still broke and still single and still just on Instagram shaking your butts and showing your pecs. And I'm finished. I got to go rap.
That was your exit.
I had to go get.
That was a good one.
Appreciate it.
That is, thank you from a man. Pay the bills. Pay.
Get that money out, bro. You can't take it with you. Can't
contribute.
You want to have a baby with this woman. You know what I'm saying? These guys be want to have kids with these women, but you don't want to spend no money.
Yeah.
Then y'all be want to keep them at home. Y'all be want to keep them at home. Don't want to spend no money. Want them to have a baby, but you don't want to spend no. Look, I don't listen to a lot of what Steve Harvey says because I think he has simp potential, a lot of simp potential. He does. He has some simp. We can talk about that one day. We can't talk about it now. Like I said, I got to go rap. Steve Harvey does have some simp nature in him, but I will say that it is because, like I said, we'll talk about that later. We're gonna talk about that one episode. That nigga got simp potential, and I like Steve Harvey, but he got some. But he does say some good things. But one thing I do know is that in order to be part of a household and be part of the thing, he said one time that if you're too busy trying to keep her, do things for her and make her happy and make her life easier, and she's too busy trying to do things for you and make your life easier, when the heck y'all would have time to argue? You know what I'm saying? If I already got money, if I know that I'm established, then and I bring a woman into that, she's not gonna have to worry about anything because I'm established. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we're both building, I can understand. If y'all want to go 50-50, and that's good. If you want to pay a little bit more because you're the man and she feels that way too, then that's good. I don't know. Everybody is different. Everybody has their own mind frame about that. I'm not talking down to either or nothing. But at the end of the day, as long as you're trying to uplift your woman and as long as you're trying to uplift your man, y'all can be unstoppable. Unstoppable. If every day y'all both wake up and say, "Good morning, gorgeous," and "Good morning, king," how can y'all be not unstoppable? It doesn't make sense to me. And it took me a long time to learn these things. And so hopefully I'll be able to bring that in the future. But I've been so focused on my purpose that maybe I haven't been able to do that. But I'll tell you right now, the thing that I said sounds just. It sounds like it can't make it. That's all. I got to go,
Yeah.
man. I really got to start doing this song. I got some songs coming out, y'all. I'm not trying to sell them or nothing like from editing. And you know, I like to do that sometimes just to have fun. So I'll put them online when I'm done. Turn up. Oh, I just did the baby gotta keep your head up even when the road is hot. I redid that. The Tupac song. You know what I'm saying? I did it with my own lyrics. I'm gonna upload that probably tomorrow, man. Y'all show that out and show some love. It's really good, man. I got flow, man. That don't make no sense how good I am. I got skills.
Really?
Man. All right, come on. I'm done. I gotta go.
All
You're
right.
awesome.
Thank you for joining
Let's
us.
have let's have a Steve Harvey day. We gotta go over that.
I'll think about that one.
You gotta make sure, because I know you probably work with him sometime. I don't want no problems. All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. You have a good night.
All right, man. Bye.
Bye. All right. So that was really good. That was a really good insight from a male. So I thank Chris Sinatra 2020 for coming on and giving a man's perspective. Yes, in order for a relationship to work, like I said previously, that both parties have to be willing to do what it takes to make each other happy. And if you're doing that, then there shouldn't be any issues between the two of you, because you are actively trying to love on one another, please one another, grow together. And it all is with conversation. It all starts with conversation, and understanding the goals and what one another wants, needs, and all of those different things, and actually acting on it, being consistent. And I reiterate that because that is something that women really want, is consistency. They want to know that they can depend on you. They want to know that they can rely on you for anything, and not feel disappointed every time they, go to ask for something, or they need emotional support for whatever it is that's happening, life be lifing. And then you have nothing to contribute. So a lot of women have voiced issues with the men that they've been in a relationship with. So this conversation was to clarify some things that men really don't understand that women really need. But he was talking about things from his perspective, and he did say that he believes that a lot of women don't know what they want. But a healthy, and I will reiterate this, a healthy woman will know what she wants. She will tell you what she wants. She will be capable of saying, this is what I want, this is what I need. I'm at this place in my life, and this is where, I plan on going. And if the man is on board with that, then the both of you all can have that conversation. And if everybody is doing their part on both accords, then it can't fail. That's the part. It can't fail if everybody is pulling their weight in the relationship. Now, unless you got some outside factors, and that's another part that you got to talk about. Them outside factors like friends and in-laws and kids and all of that kind of stuff. But if you all have something that is airtight, and that is something that is built over time, that is nothing that's overnight, where you can just jump into a relationship and expect that. And that's why I say we have to stop with the unrealistic expectations, putting a demand on a person that you don't even know. But when you're in a relationship with that person, then I would say this: still, you don't have to have like hardcore expectations outside of what you all talked about. If it is something that you all talked about and you said this is what you were going to do, then yes, that is something that's called accountability. Holding that person to what they said they would do, what they said they would be, and the support that they said that they would give. That is accountability. Now, that with that, you also have to be realistic with where you are, and if you are able to actually provide that type of support in that way, or be there in that manner. So, but uh, men really need to get with a good woman. This is what it boils down to. You can't just look at, and I know he was like, we gonna look, and that's fine, but a lot of you all looking has landed you all in some really bad situations with all of these baby mamas all over the place, ratchet situations that could have been avoided. Your seed is precious, and it should not be going into any and everybody. I don't care. That you gotta have self-control, but get with a good woman. There are a lot of good women out here. The world is really, really big. It's huge outside of your immediate environment, and there are really good women who are wanting a really good man, but they keep coming across the frogs. I'm gonna just say frogs. So I would say that you all need to really get to know a person, had a conversation. And here's the thing: if she is not let's just say you want somebody that is wholesome, but you want somebody that's a freak, okay? Because this is what I've heard from men. I want her to, represent herself well out in the world, but behind closed doors, I want her to be this. But then if she represents herself like most of these Instagram girls, and she's twerking, that doesn't equal what you want. So men got to learn how to cut that off. If that's not exactly what you want her to do with your friends in the picture, with your and that's the part, like, why would you want a woman who is out here showing her body to the world, and then you're gonna go and jump head first in that thing, knowing that that's not really what you want, because you want a wife that is not going to show her body to the world, but to show her body to you and be available for whatever the things are that you would like her to do. I think men need to really get real with that thing and say, okay, I don't want this, I want this. Women got to do it too, but I'm saying that men can control that. Men have a lot of control that they really don't realize they have, because you do not have to sleep with whoever you see. You don't have to procreate with all of the women that you see because they look good, or you went out and she seemed cool, but then now she done, that one night stand, she's pregnant, and now you got a crazy situation on your hands. Is because you didn't get to fill out her spirit. It is because you just looked at her physical and you jumped in the bed with her. Now your spirits, this is the other part. I'll be having whole spirit connections with people that be jacking you up. Men and women do this. But a lot could be avoided if men just be like, let me be with what it is that I truly want to be with, versus let me be with this person and maybe they're gonna change. Women do it too, and women will be like, oh, he'll change, he'll do something different, or he'll eventually do this. No, we really need to look at people for who they are. If they show you that this is who they are, believe them. Don't think that they're going to change because right now they're showing you this. Can you deal with that for the next 20, 30 years of your life? If you can't, then that is not the person for you. Everybody has to be realistic about that part. Women, we can't just be looking at, he look good and he got money. Like, you be jacking yourself up with that, and then having situations where
yeah, he look good, he got money, but he don't have no character. He doesn't have anything else going for himself. He's not an honest man. He's a schemer, a scammer, and all these different things because you was just looking for somebody that was chocolate tall with money. Like you got to put character to that thing on both accords. And that is something that's really missing in dating. Dating doesn't have to be that complicated. It's just that people are complicating it with unrealistic expectations. They are complicating it with superficial ideas of a person. They are complicating it with nonsense that social media is influencing them about. And they're not looking at what it is that they really want. The key is really that you have to get yourself healed in order to realize what it is that you truly want. Because if you don't know yourself, if you have not healed from traumatic situations, if you have not done the work on yourself, you're not going to do the work in a relationship, and you're going to wind up attracting the very thing that is toxic to you. What a lot of people don't realize is when you are in an unhealed space, you are grieving, you are going through significant life changes, you should not even be connecting on a relational level with someone else, because that's the frequency that you're on, and you're going to attract the person that's on that same frequency. You have to wait till you are at a higher frequency, and that you will be able to attract somebody that is on the same higher frequency as you. So then you all are at the same level, and you will attract somebody that's more quality and all of those things because you're riding a higher frequency. People don't even realize the detriment that they do to themselves when they're dating and they're going through grief. They're dating and they're going through, unstable situations in their emotions or with their family, or there's a lot of back and forth. You will attract somebody who is going through that. Case in point, I just coached somebody who was going through a whole lot of transitions in their life, health wise and all of this different stuff. Well, he winded up attracting a woman who is going through the same exact thing that he is going through. Okay. But now he's at a place where he has been going to therapy, where he has been doing all of the things to heal himself. And now the woman feels like on the defense. So when he leaves the house, she's like, where you going, or who you talking to, or what you like. He's even taking steps to like get his health in order. So he's not on like all different types of medications that he was on and all of these different things. He's taking steps to improve himself. And she is at a place where she has not taken these same steps, and it's causing conflict in their relationship. So as I'm talking to him and, coaching him, I'm just looking like in my mind, I'm like, you shouldn't have been dating anybody when you was at this state, because you literally attracted the same person in the state that you were in. And now that you have grown and have stepped into your healing space, where you are seeking counseling and coaching and doing all of the things to get yourself healthier, now she's feeling threatened. She is feeling even attacked in some ways because they are now not on the same page, and he's like trying to pull her in. So now this is like a tug of war. It has become a tug of war situation, because now he is trying to help her to get on the same page that he's on, but she ain't ready for it. She's still sitting in the pain and all of the different things that she has gone through, and is making his life very miserable. So I'm using that as an example because that's what a lot of people are doing. They are dating and creating relational connections in unhealed seasons, and then attracting the same thing. And now they are adding more pain to what they have already dealt with, because they didn't wait till they were healing in order to get the best person that is for them. They didn't wait. They were looking for that comfort during that time, and now that stuff doesn't work. Most of those relationships don't work. If you've talked to couples who have been through that type of thing, 9 times out of 10 they are divorced, or they are broken up because they were connected, and it's more like a trauma bond. And I actually did a whole live on that one, so you all check that out on YouTube, Crown Combos with Tiana Nichelle. But I talked about trauma bonding, and it's very real, and that's where a lot of people are meeting people and connecting with people during their trauma, quote unquote, seasons, those unhealed seasons, and it's really yielding not so good results. So I would suggest, and this is just my suggestion, even on my own experience, and I've talked about my experiences, but you cannot date someone while you're going through that. Just wait until you become healed, when you have done the work. And then too, the other part is, once you have healed, you'll be able to see what's coming. You won't waste time on trying to create something that's not there. You will be more apt to be like, you know what, this is not working. Or you'll be like, okay, it's running its course, whatever the case may be. But you will know that this is not the person for you, or this person is in a different season than you're in, and that's not working for you. You will be able to see that off rip, and you will be able to even set boundaries. So with that, I thank you all for joining this conversation. Thank you for your contributions in the comments, and again for Chris Sinatra coming on and contributing, giving a male's perspective on relationships. With that, if you are seeking relationship coaching, you can click the link in my bio. Also remember that I am doing a back to school supply drive. This is the 4th annual one for my nonprofit Empower Society for families of individuals with disabilities, Down syndrome and other abilities. But we are in the middle of the supply drive. I will be doing drop-offs and pickups within the coming weeks. And if you want to get on board, you want to donate, then you can click the link in my bio and you will be taken to my link tree. I believe it's the third link that has the donate button, so you can donate there. And last year we helped over 400 students. This year we want to do over 1,000 students. So guys, we really, really need your help. If you would like to donate, but you want to get the supplies and have us pick them up, we do that too. Just make sure that if it's a Walmart or a Target, it's near Matteson, Illinois. So that, because there's like 3 or 4 Walmarts in the area, so somebody can pick it up from that Walmart. There's a Target that's not too far, so if you would rather buy the supplies and have someone pick it up, we can arrange that. If you have any questions, or if you want to suggest any topics, just give me in a DM, child, and we can talk about some things. If you would like to come on, then you can hit me up and you can come on and join the conversation. Also, I have a podcast, Empower Society Podcast. It is on Spotify. There I have motivational conversations, and it's like a good pick me up. Also bringing on guests, because I also am going to be tapping into more of the businesses and services that cater to individuals with disabilities, actually interviewing people and families, because I want to spread awareness and normalize that people with disabilities are among us, they live among us. The statistic now is 1 in 11 kids has some form of intellectual disability. And now there's another study that 1 in 4 adults has some type of disability, and these are all studies by the CDC. So learning to normalize this as a community, and giving the tools. We also have a master class coming up that's going to arm parents with the tools to advocate for themselves. I will be dropping more details as we get closer to that, but it's going to be a 6-week master class. It's going to be intense, and it's going to talk about advocacy, public policy, community, healthcare, even dealing with schools, the IEP, the 504 plans. We are going to get into it. So you can actually, the registration is open for that now. And I believe that the class, let me look at something. The class is September 12th. It starts September 12th. And it goes for 6 weeks. So if you are someone that has a child or a loved one with a disability and you want to know how to advocate for them, what to do, get in this master class. It's going to be well worth it. And you can go right now and register for the master class so you can reserve your seat. So with that, I thank you all for joining, and I will be back next week. Make sure that you tune in and you get into the comments, because we want to hear from you. We want to have community conversations that actually are transformative, that actually will change the trajectory of people's lives, that will empower, that will inspire. That is what this platform is about. That is actually what my platform is about. That is what I do. So yes, I will see you next week. Bye.